Welcome to Scofield Farm. Today I'm going to show you some of the things that we did on the homestead during the week. And by we, I primarily mean my family. I had shoulder surgery 3 weeks ago and I'm in an immobilizer brace. So a lot of things that I would like to be a part of, I can't do right now. But good thing we do teamwork around here. And I would love to show you all the things going on. February is a time that we do a lot of things to get ready for the spring and summer. I'm going to show you what's going on with the chicken coop right now, what we're doing with the bees, as well as how the garden is looking, and also the different projects of pruning and feeding plants all around the property. I hope you enjoy it, and let me know in the comments below what kind of things you're doing on your homestead and in your garden in February. It's a busy time of year getting ready for the most exciting time of year. When things start to bloom, when we're able to plant out plants, and when life blossoms. I hope you enjoy. There is always a lot of work going on our homestead throughout the week, but the reality is our mornings are filled with homeschool. And since I've been recovering from shoulder surgery, the kids have been coming in my room and doing work on my floor as I sit with an ice machine on my shoulder. On sunny days, my husband and I take a walk with the dog down our street. And I've been noticing that the manzanita is starting to bloom, which is always a good sign of spring is coming, and it's a pollen source for my bees, which I'm always on the lookout for something blooming for the bees. Had a lot of rain lately, and last Saturday was a very nice sunny day. A bit of wind going on, blowing our eucalyptus, but we decided that it was a good time to do more work on our second chicken coop. We need to build a second chicken coop because our flock is mixed, and we have some full-size birds and some bantam-sized birds, and there's definitely a pecking order situation for roosting at night in the coop. During the day, they have enough room to free range and get along, but we definitely felt like we need to have a situation where all of the birds feel free to roost where they would like to for the night.
I'll show you.
It's super flexible.
This day, my husband had our 2 younger boys, our daughters, and our nephew there to help him work on primarily the sides of the coop. Unfortunately, we started this project more than 6 months ago and got delayed due to some injuries and surgeries. So some of the boards have been compromised by all the rain that we have received. We will treat them for mold. We will put some Kills primer on before we paint. Thankfully, they're still usable. Our dog also thinks that he's one of the helpers. Involving kids in building projects on the homestead takes more time, but it's going to give them skills that are going to help them as they grow up and become independent adults, able to do these things on their own and not have to hire out help. Little do my ladies know that some of them are going to get a new home very soon, so they have room to roost and have nesting boxes to lay in without fighting over them, hopefully. While everyone else hangs with the rooster in the shade, there's always that one hen who's off doing her own thing, hoping to be fed from the garden. My kids are normal kids like everyone else's that sometimes aren't wanting to help, but I love when they get motivated about a project and take ownership in doing a job well done.
Hey, I need a level. I need the big yellow level. Like, so we gotta do it towards
Cody jumps up and he's like taller, and then Fluffy jumps
Our
up.
neighbor dog came over to play in the backfield with our dog, and they were having a great time.
Tried it.
I love seeing how patient my husband is teaching the boys how to use a saw and helping them perfect their skills. He does it carefully so that they won't get hurt, but they're learning how to do a real life skill they will use forever.
That's where you want to be.
Like right there?
Yep.
Often teaching kids homesteading skills is teaching them how to do it by explaining, then letting them try, then modeling the correct way to do it, then letting them try again. Constant supervision is how they will learn the skill successfully and carefully at the same time. Under our giant eucalyptus trees is another place our flock likes to hang out in the shade and look for bugs.
That's fine. It's dangerous.
No, we're gonna trapped it in here, and then we're gonna pull this out. And we'll
As
have
I
it
said,
lay
there's
down
some
the side.
places that definitely need some treatment for water and mold, but we will deal with that for sure before the coop is done. I love their looks of satisfaction when they know they did a job well done. Our nephew also got his turn at working the power tools and learning the skill.
Okay, to trim it off. I'm just gonna give you a little more slack here. You got it. Let's go. That's a great cut. No, I can still see a little bit of shaving of the line. Remember we had.
I feel it in my back. I feel so weird, Dad. My back. It fits.
Oh snap! Look at that.
Okay, now hold this so I can screw in my screws. No, Dad. Dad, it's perfect. There.
Let's
Dad.
go.
Now hold it for me so I can put the screws.
Okay. So you can go.
Yes.
Back in his hands. Here's how one. We'll start with.
Finish it off. Is this a tutorial for being awesome? That's what purpose.
These kids have been so proud of the hard work they've done on the coop.
Here we go. I'm going to throw some pollen patties. And here are the two helpers of the day.
Another task that's needed to be done on the homestead this week is feeding the bees. During this time of year, when the queen finally starts laying more again, the bees need additional protein. So we like to supplement with pollen patties, and we place one on the top cluster area where bees are active in each hive, so they can gather pieces of it to supplement what they can find on days warm enough for foraging. We don't like to open the hive unless it's over 50 degrees, ideally 60 degrees, and a nice pleasant day.
You only put it on the top one?
This is what a pollen patty looks like, and we have quite a few of these in the freezer. We pop them out and let them get to room temperature before we put them on the hives.
I know.
It looks like a pumpkin puree that you just put like a thicker and made it all. That one's gonna be
On the second hive.
Both of our bee colonies were nice and calm on this February day.
It's focusing on the bee. That's crazy. Yeah, I like did a little square around it.
See, they're gonna love that. Look, see, he's already on it. Look how chill they are. Look. Is that chill?
Yeah, one like landed on my hand. And just wanted to eat it.
Just shook him off, and he just was like, "Sure thing, boss. I'll get off now." No, I'm gonna throw this in here because they can just like nibble on the side. All right.
These are actually really cool. And they usually aren't that aggressive.
Yeah, they're amazingly chill. They're awesome.
Time. And then one time.
They're quite healthy.
I've seen a drone.
Yeah, the big drones right here, but those are.
They got kicked out for the winter. Bye-bye.
Now they're somewhere up in the sky, in like a drone.
Well, now they're probably dead.
Probably.
In drone heaven.
Yeah, but they're up in the sky and they form like these little drone packets, and then the queen bee flies through them to make as many things as possible so they can lay eggs and start colonies. So drones are useful.
Listening to this commentary about the drones has to make me chuckle a little bit. They really do know a lot about bees. I wish I was out there working the bees, but until the mobilizer is off, I'm not going to be able to do it. So thankful for the help of my boys and my husband. The last little bit of work on the coop this day was designing the nesting boxes, and the kids got to design it. Also this week, a bunch of things started to bloom on our property, including these Bradford pears. They're not my favorite smell. These trees were already here when we bought the property, but they are one of the first things to bloom and provide pollen and nectar to our bees, and I'm always happy when the winter dearth is ended. Another homestead task that has been on my list for weeks, months actually, is dividing the irises and continuing the line of irises down the front side yard. My son also planted out my gladiola bulbs. This is going to be beautiful. We also have some harvests of our winter veggies right now in the garden. My son went out and harvested all 9 Nozaki Chinese cabbage, and we had 2 dinners of huge Asian chicken salads, which is one of my family's very favorite meals. I feel so blessed and thankful that we can eat fresh food from the garden even in the winter. I know not all areas are able to grow uncovered vegetables this time of year, so I am definitely very thankful. It is a huge priority for me to teach my children how to value and be connected to the food that they eat. When they work in the garden, they help plant the seeds, pot up the seedlings, plant things out, do the harvest, even cook in the kitchen. They are more thankful. I feel like they end up appreciating even the flavors of their food more when they're involved in growing and harvesting it. And they also get to see how faithfully God provides for us. Some years, foods like the brassicas don't do that well for us, so it's especially wonderful when they have a good year. I am planting out celery today late, not planting out, I am starting their seeds. Celery should be started 8 to 12 weeks before the last frost date. It is definitely not 12 weeks before our last frost date, but that's okay. I'd rather transplant them small than not transplant them at all. The two varieties I'm going to do are Celery d'Aline. They were great for me in my garden this year, really good celery. And then Celery Chinese Pink. And I am excited to have more color in my garden, so I'm gonna try these now and see how they do this year. Okay, celery seeds are really, really small, and they actually need light to germinate, so I'm gonna have them under the lights, and I'm gonna have them just kind of on the surface of the soil, and it's very hard to pour seeds with my hand that is in the mobilizer. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Okay. How exactly do I do this? I guess I'm gonna go like this and then just sprinkle them on the surface of the soil, and then I will spritz them in with a little bit of water. I am doing this the only real comfortable place for me to sit, which is still on my bed. We will get past this shoulder recovery, but this is just how life is right now. Okay, so this one is here. I've got to find a different way to do this. This is so tricky trying to do things without being able to move my arm. Okay, so this one will go here, and just sprinkle them on the soil. We'll put them under the lights, and hopefully they will germinate sooner than later. Give a little spritz. Not all seeds need light to germinate, but celery does need light to germinate. All right, simple as that. The camellia are just starting to bloom. Oh, they're gonna be so beautiful. Little signs of spring coming. There have been so many rainy days this winter, we have to find ways to entertain ourselves inside. A quick update on the garden. Things have been very rainy. We have not had to run the irrigation for well over a month. So many things are steadily growing, not super fast, but also I haven't had that much bolting either. So I'm really thankful for how the weather has been this winter. Lots of broccoli that I need to start harvesting the little shoots from. Homegrown broccoli is just delicious. Cabbage not quite ready, but they are growing, and that parsley is just out of control. And as always, our alpha rooster, Sam, is looking for a treat. I mentioned in another video how February is a great time to prune perennial herbs, and my son did an amazing job of turning the lavender from looking like this into looking like this. He cut it way back, didn't make it woody, and I think it's just perfect for sending off new blossoms for the bees. I had already mentioned in past videos that we fed all of our citrus, but we also took the time this week to feed all of our blueberry bushes with a fertilizer that's organic called Polytone. It was created for hydrangeas and azaleas, but it works very well for feeding blueberries as well. We have quite a few blueberry bushes that are young, and we're hoping they can actually be more fruitful this year. You'll notice the blueberries are just starting to bud, and my son also fertilized our hydrangea bushes, which are on the north side of our house in mostly shade. As you can see, we've been very busy around here in just 1 week. It has been raining a lot this winter. It's actually considered an El Nino year. So even the work that we do outdoors has to be worked around the rain, and that's okay. The chicken coop isn't quite done. I promise to do an update video when it is. And we will keep feeding the bees from here on out, checking them every couple weeks when the weather is warm enough, when the temperature and the conditions are right. We don't ever want to open up the hives in rain or in cold temperatures. Please like my video and subscribe if this is something that you enjoy. And I will talk to you soon. We always have things going on here and I love to share them with you.